Okay, so let's continue with our CMDB. Today is day 2. I forgot to mention yesterday that I'm basically using AI to help me do this, and I'm just saying, hey, this is how you do it, and give me the code. Because so far, whenever I worked on any sort of code, it takes half an hour or something that you can create the code. But if you ask ChatGPT will create it in like a second, right? So why bother? Let's just take advantage of AI, and I'm gonna just demonstrate and capture all the steps that I have taken to do that. Now I noticed that I started a new session with ChatGPT here, but it immediately defaulted to 3.5. So I don't want to do that because I'm paying for the 4.5 version. So I'm just gonna take this entire comment and change this to GPT-4, and I think it's gonna change the prompt here. Yeah, it sure did. So I'm glad I saved it. I'm just gonna say let's continue with the CMDB in Python code. So we'll see how it responds. Okay, I already have SQLite. And then use SQLite module to interact with the SQLite database. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. That kind of meets my expectations. So this part over here, where it's just asking me to create these computer systems here, 1, 2, 3. So system A, Intel I. So we're gonna have this particular database structure created. Here it shows me how to do that. I don't want to do this by going into the script or into the program every time. I want to add a record. So the next step for this part here for the computers is going to be create an external input that collects it through maybe an ETL. If I have a discovery engine, so for example, here in my house, I have various different devices that are picked up by Google Fiber. Google Fiber tells me that these are the devices that you have in the house that are currently active. Some of them are known, some of them are unknown. So what I want to do is I'm basically going to create that external input to be read in by the script rather than putting it into the script like this. But for now, just because I'm following the thought process of AI, I'm going to comply with this, what they're saying here. So let's just copy this entire code. And paste it in. Okay. Now I'm going to save it as CMDB main. And I'm going to go and just execute it just to see what it does without having to do anything else. So here I'm going to run P, which is the Python 3 interpreter, and the code exactly as AI gave it to me. Now, yes, I could have gone through it, but I want to see just how clean it comes out from AI first. There's probably going to be some errors, and I'm going to fix those, but let's take a look. Oh, so it just runs. Okay. So since it is running without any errors, so we know that there's potentially a database that got created. So I'm going to take a look to see if that created database actually is in there. And sure enough, there is a database called Computer System DB. So I'm going to open up the SQLite database using computer systems. Okay, let's just select star. Actually, I'm going to look at the schema first. So we have everything from there. It created it, so I didn't have to tell it anything at all. It just created this table for me, and I'm going to be able to go and look at the selected results. So select star from computer system, and there it is. So everything that was inside this particular section here, you can see it created the table, and it also populated the data here. So we have the MAC address with these fake MAC addresses, and it inserted it in a loop. So for computers, insert computer system values, and you can see here that the question mark are basically the values from computers. Wow, so this is completely AI created database for CMDB for just a computer system. It's pretty impressive, to considering that I really just said, go ahead and create a CMDB class for computer system. So what I'm gonna have to create next is a inheritance model. We're gonna get computer systems related to people, applications, and probably business services, just to see what they're associated with. These are going to be different computer system. These are going to be different classes than computer systems. So the data class is going to be data class. I'm just going to do, let's see, 4 through 16. So it's 12 Yanks. 12 Yanks. Okay. And I'm going to call this application. The identifier stays the same. So this is where I actually could use inheritance. So I could say that I have a main class, and the main class has objects like computer system and application in it. I don't know how fast Python is going to run if I do that. So for now, I'm just going to preserve these things. So the application doesn't have a CPU, so we're going to take out the CPU. It doesn't have a memory. It doesn't have storage. It doesn't have an address. It doesn't have a MAC address. What it does, though, it has an owner name. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this. Owner. And I think I'm just going to get rid of the main part of it. Yeah. Owner. Admin. Manager. We don't need this. I'm going to actually say state, and that's going to be deployed. So now we have two data classes, one application, one computer system. I'm going to also create a person class, so 18 to 25, 7 Yanks. Person, and that's going to be the owner, the admin, manager, and so on. So we're going to get it from there, because we're also going to associate probably their phone number. So we're going to say first name, last name, phone number, There may be like multiple actually, so we're going to do phone. Cell. Home. Okay. And we're going to say actually managed by. Okay, so now we have three classes: application, computer system, and person. Like I was saying, the best would probably be a business service. That's another 7 yanks. And we're going to say business service. And we're going to identify that. We're going to have the name of the business service. And this is going to be a type. And the type is going to be a string of technical or non-technical, which means it's either going to be portfolio or platforms actually. So I'm seeing that type is a function here. I'm going to do this portfolio. And platform. And we're going to make this a Boolean value actually. It's going to be yes or no. So it's, if it's a platform, it's a yes. If it's a portfolio, it's also a Boolean value. The reason, if it's a portfolio, remember we want to make sure that the portfolio provides benefit to the platform, so that we can offset the cost of the platform. Phone cell and phone home, it doesn't apply here, so we just have portfolio platform, the name, and eventually we're going to have a cost, so it's going to be positive or negative cash flow, right? So for now we're just going to stick with this. Okay, so the connection here, the table if non-exist computer system, so it will create computer system. So the issue here is that we have a SQLite that creates one table. I wanted to actually create a relational table rather than just one table. So I'm gonna ask here at this point, I'm just gonna save this. I'm gonna go back to AI and say, hey, that looks pretty good. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm not really sure why I'm actually talking to it, but it's, you know, maybe it has feelings. Who knows? I'd like to also create application, person, and a business service class, and add that to the SQLite database. So instead of just having a computer system, excuse me, I'd like to have multiple tables in that database, each representing different class. Okay. So that I can add a relationship table at a later point. Okay. Let's see how AI handles this. Well, I did. I think I should have just given it. So here it's going to give me, okay, so it's going to give me some examples here. It's actually very cool. Okay, it kind of came close to what I was thinking here, but here it added computer system ID, which would basically refer back to what computer it's running on, the role of the person, yeah. Okay, so let's use this. I'm just gonna copy that over. Okay, so I copied over the classes over here. The next thing I'm gonna change this create table statement. You can see here it's actually giving me the create statements, and here on the bottom it also tells me that I need to insert some sample data. So it's again, it's doing all of this stuff all by itself without me having to do anything. So this makes it super easy actually to create anything, and you know, it means that development is kind of over really for people because we can just ask AI. So here I'm going to take these and insert them into the Py script. Okay, so I've inserted it. I'm going to save it as a CMDB multiple class Python file. And again, I really haven't done much editing to it. So here it is, creating a CMDB class, and we're going to run it. So what I'm expecting is that there's going to be, let's see, create tables for application person and business service. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 tables, but I don't know if it will create it in one database. That's that remains to be seen. So here again, I'm going to save this and then go run it. So I'm going to exit here. I'm going to take a look at what's in here right now. So I have computer system database, and that's it. So let's go here, Py, CMDB, class Py, and we have an error message. Okay, on line 9, okay. Let's go to line 9. Ah, okay. Okay, so it ran, and we have bigger computer system DB. So we're gonna just do the SQLite computer system DB because I don't see anything in the class, and just do .schema, and look at that, it created all these things. So select star from business service. Okay. Select star from application. And it's pretty clear that all of this has been defined. So this is AI assisted creation of the CMDB. So if I was a developer, you know, within, what is this, like an hour, I have a piece of the CMDB created. The only next thing I need to create a relationship, so I'm going to do that next because I actually have some things to do today. But this is very interesting stuff. Yeah, it makes it very easy to actually create anything. So again, the code over here just looks like this. First, I imported the SQLite. From data classes, I imported the AS dictionary and data classes. So then I have 4 classes: computer system, I have application, I have person, and I have class. I connected to my SQLite, which is local, created database DB. Okay, I guess I could have changed that to something else, but yeah, that's my bad. And here's all the inserts, and yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna save it and end this video. Till next time.